masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Yo guys, what's going on? It's Jafmasterflash. Welcome to WOR. This is round 4 at Australia, and we're about to hit qualifying for the final time. I was not very confident going into this race, although I had raced Australia a few weeks prior in BRS, and I had won the opening race there. But I wasn't that confident because I know the guys in WOR are really quick. I've had a lot of issues with one particular racer, and he's put me in a wall a few times. It's not gone my way either with when it comes to the stewards or rewards or whatnot, but it is what it is. And going into Australia, I felt like it was going to be pretty much of the same kind of thing. I was just hoping to get away from that in particular, that racer in particular, and then try and do what I can do best, and that's race. So as you can see, we're almost 3/4 of the way through the lap now, and I'm almost 3/10 up. Losing time though in that new shaped corner. Going into the last but one corner, 10th and a half up. Around the final corner, I gained even more time, which nearly put me 2/10 up on my previous time, which was awesome as I crossed the line for an 18.1. So 3, 4, 5 red lights. We are away at a really slow start. Bit too much wheel spin, bit too much power on the getaway. However, I'm forced massively off the track by Tom. What an absolute... Well, you can make of that move what you want. I was forced onto the grass, I was forced off. And there's no point me complaining about it though, as nothing would happen. And as you can see, that drops me down to P3. So right now, obviously lap 1, all I'm going to do is stick behind until there's times to make, until there's an opportunity to make moves. There's no point me going for the move. Right now, I need to focus on what's going on behind me rather than in front of me. As long as I can stick with these guys in the DRS, that's exactly what I intend to do, as a virtual safety car is brought out on lap 1. And I'm kind of thinking, oh, here we go, it's going to be more of the same with VSCs and safety cars. And you're going to try to start racing and get into a rhythm, and then you really can't, because there's so much happening and there's other people crashing out, etc, etc. I made sure though that I stayed obviously within the green delta. The last thing I want to try and do is get a drive-through penalty, as that would be absolutely, well, there's just no way that you would make that up, especially with the fact that the race kind of didn't go how I think it was going to go, and you guys will see what I mean at the end if you stick with it. But yeah, right now I just need to worry about zirconium behind me and not what's going on in front. As long as I can stick within the DRS, I know I've got what it takes to match the guys in front. And that's not me being big-headed. That is, I've raced with Frosty before. He's my teammate for a reason. He's very quick, but I know that I can keep with him. And as for Tom is, yeah, you see what he did to me on lap 1. He's fast, but in my opinion, he doesn't race that well, and you'll see exactly what I mean later on. He goes for silly moves at silly times, and that's fact. And honestly, you keep watching, you watch the entire racing video, and you'll see exactly what I mean. But yeah, like I said, my main threat at the moment is Frosty in front of me, because I am going to have to overtake him at some point, and then Zirconium behind. I'm not worried about Tom at all. As you can see, Carito, who is fast and has proven, and he has won in races prior, he's already 2 seconds behind, so I'm not too worried about him. But my main threats, like I said, is Frosty in P2 and Zirconium in P4. So I just need to do what I do, head down, and get on with it. I had about 6 laps on time trial before I came into this race, which that was probably why I was so worried about the race itself, which is stupid really, because if I had put more practice in, probably would have had a much more of a better start and probably wouldn't be languishing in P3 right now. But the race for me up to now is going good. Just managing everything, just fuel is okay, ERS is okay. Just waiting for those guys really in front, so to start draining all their battery and seeing the flashing lights happen. And then as soon as the guys in front start flashing, I'm going to start to obviously increase my pace as well. I'm going to hopefully try and get the jump on Zirconium as well, because right now every time I'm moving forward, I can see that Zirconium is keeping with me. So when I'm using my battery, I can see Zirconium is using his, because I wasn't gapping it. I wasn't creating that much of a gap behind. Even let Frosty go to like 8-9 in front, which I knew I had to use a little bit to stick with that. But right now I used a little bit of the battery, and as you can see, Zirconium dropped to 8/10 behind, and yeah, it just felt really good. Just felt really, really good in the race. And I was thinking I'm going to use a little bit to try and get out of the DRS, because with Zirconium behind, every time I used the battery and gained that a little bit, Zirconium was catching back through obviously DRS, and I could see him dropping back further and further. As you can see, I've caught the back of Frosty, but when I was getting to the new shaped right hand corner that we just passed through, Frosty and Tom were able to gain that a little bit more. That is solely difference between traction control and not traction control, where I don't use traction control and the guys in front do use traction control. Why am I in an assist league? It's simply because my wheel is broken, and without the ability to use ABS at every corner I go into, regardless of what steering wheel settings I've got, brake linearity, etc., etc., my wheel locks up and there's nothing that I can do when it comes to that. So I had to join the ABS, the assist only tier. I am waiting for the day that I do get a Fanatec setup. That is close. I'm waiting for Fanatec to have the bases in stock, and then I will 100% be getting a Fanatec setup. And then I'm going to try and see about going into the non-assist tier, as I will be running line only as well, which is good. That is my end game. That is what I want to do. Be this competitive, but with no assists. So that is something that I'm working forward to. I'm working on. Every practice that I do, if that is a word, I am running, a good few laps without the line on. Australia is one of the easiest circuits to learn without line on, because I'll walk you through it. Right there's a gap in the grass on the left-hand side where you can use that as a braking point. Coming into this braking point, on the left-hand side there is a black board that overhangs the track. You can use that as the braking point, or that's what I would use as the braking point. That's what I have been using as the braking point. Coming into this corner, we all know that you can take it flat out, but you need to avoid the curb. Just in between the white board on the left there and the 50-meter board, you can brake. It's in the middle. Going into this, the left-hand chicane, you can brake at the 50 board. I'm sure it's the 50 board, 100. Yeah, at the 50 board. Obviously not losing too much speed. And then again into this new profiled right-hand corner, it's the 50 board again, or just before the 50 board you can start. And then going into this next right-hander, you need to lift. There's a post on the right-hand side again with this one at the 50 board. So yeah, it's Australia is one of the easiest circuits there is to learn no line, and that's what I'm going with. But as you can see, I'm at 40% ERS, and I know Zirconium behind had used quite a bit of his, because the gap was nearly a second at one point. So yeah, I know, you know, what's happening. So any of the soft runners will have to pit by now, because the soft tyres are dead by this point. But I'm just chilling. I'm just absolutely vibing. I know, you know, the later it goes on into the race, I'm going to try and stay out for as long as I possibly can, to try and maybe even get the overcut, so I haven't got to risk an overtake on my teammate. As you know, if we come together, that'll be disastrous, not just for me but for him as well, and that's the last thing I want to do. Don't really want to race my own teammate, because racing your teammate just affects your own race. It just it kills it. It really does, and you know, it's unfair on him as well. But I know Zirconium is really pushing behind. I can see that he's pushing. He got the gap down to 2/10, and that is playing right into my hands. Because what I'm doing is just holding him back. He's pushing. He's draining on his battery. I've still got a little bit of battery. As long as I don't drop out the DRS from the guys in front, I'll be absolutely fine. The more he drains his battery, the better it is for me, because then I can pull that little bit of a gap again, and then we can just keep on going back and forth. But Australia, like I said before, I have raced it, even though I didn't have much practice for this particular race. I just felt really good there, feel really, really comfortable, and just trying my best, really, just to keep it on the tarmac. Like I said, a spin or something stupid that happened to me prior in Monaco, through a lag spike, not a lag spike, a throttle spike, which is the thing that I'm struggling with most. The wheel I've got is that broken that it registers throttle spikes, and it registers brake spikes as well, which is slowing me down when it shouldn't be, or it's over throttling when it shouldn't be, and causing spins and whatnot. It happened to me at Monaco, just as I managed to overtake someone for P2, and then I ended up in a wall finishing P6. But that's Monaco. This is Australia. So lap 9, you can just see the tyre wear. Not worried about battery, even though I'm pushing. Sorry, I'm not worried about fuel, even though I'm pushing. Fuel is doing all right. I'm gaining rather than losing, so that's not going to be an issue. So as you can see, I finally got the gap. I finally got Zirconium out the DRS range, right what I believe was at the crucial point, because you can see Carito, he has picked up the pace as well. He was down from 2 seconds to that 1.4, so that means he was catching us. So then at this point in the race, I was thinking to myself, okay, if Carito is going to start pushing forward, that means Zirconium is going to start pushing forward. I need to start thinking about making some moves, or just getting closer to the guys in front. So if I make a move, there'll be a buffer in between us. But right now, I need to make sure that Zirconium is out of the DRS from now on. The gap is nearly big enough, and going into the last but one corner, I believe he was out, even though he had used a little bit. I think that he was out of the DRS, and that is going to be really crucial going forward now, as I need to catch back up. Pit window is going to be next 2 laps, next 3 laps, but as I said, I'm going to try and stick it out as long as I can. Obviously, with Frosty, my teammate, being out in front, he's going to get the priority pit stop. He's in front, and that's just how it goes really in league racing, so I'm going to have to react to whatever he does. And yeah, hopefully he boxes way before I do, and I can try the overcut. If he doesn't though, it's something I'm going to have to deal with, and something that I'm going to have to just roll with the punches. But again, you know, during the race, you can see, or if you look to the left on the mini map, you can see the little gaggle of cars that I'm in, and then it's quite a big gap then from Carito in P5 to the next car in P6. So yeah, I'm chilling, and I can see by now that Frosty's light is flashing. Just Frosty's light is flashing, but Tom in front, his light has been flashing for a while, so they are obviously struggling ERS wise, which is good. I just need to make sure that I don't show my hand to Zirconium behind and have my battery flashing, so then he can try and make a charge. But I don't know whether it was his pace or whether it was his tyres at this point, but he has started to fall back as Frosty goes for a move on Tom. Tom left the door open, and yeah, Frosty went for it, and it was a really good move. Unfortunately though, with Tom going a little bit wide, it's allowed Zirconium to get back onto the back of me, as Frosty is trying to push away. What I should have done maybe is I should have attacked Tom a lot more, but right now, like I said, it's a long race. Pit stop's coming up, tyre grip isn't there, you know, so there's no point me going for a risky move as Tom completely misses the apex of the chicane and then runs wide a little bit more. But yeah, there's no point me doing anything stupid right now, even though looking back I probably should have attacked Tom a lot more. I was just, you know, just vibing, just chilling. Good things come to those who wait, and that's exactly what I was going to do. That's exactly what I was going to do. So on to lap 12, and okay, he's in front. I think the pit's open. No, next lap the pit's window must open. But yeah, I was, like I said, last lap was a 23.0 or 23.2. I'm just still vibing. I'm just still chilling, still looking at what's going on behind, still looking about what's going on in front. As you can see, Zirconium must have charged a bit of his battery because he senses blood as well, especially with what happened a lap prior. But he just haven't got the pace to get past. I don't know whether it was the fact that he used all his battery or what. But even Frosty is starting to pull away a little bit from Tom, and then Tom gets him back in the DRS. But don't know what was going on at this point between Zirconium as I pick up my first track warning. I didn't think I had any warnings during the race, so I must have not missed that. I must have missed that. But I did obviously get a warning for that, which was a bit strange. So I thought I finished the race without any, but I must have missed it. As you can see now, Tom's tyres must be going off because I'm all over the back of him, and him proving with traction control, you know, how far he is. But he does pit, and he pits early. It's a bit early for me, but I can see what he's doing. He was going to try the undercut and try to get back up in front of Frosty, as Zirconium pitted as well, which leaves Carito behind. As you can see, there's a massive gap then, nearly 8 seconds gap to Stead back in P4, who's yet to pit. So whatever happens, it's all good. And then Carito gets a 3 second. So like I said prior, as long as I can stick within 3 seconds, there's no way Carito is going to win or going to beat me. As the more this race goes on, the more and more the confidence I build that builds in me. And I've said it many times, I'm not the fastest racer. I don't believe I'm the fastest racer, and I'm not being arrogant or big-headed. I just, the more the race goes on, if the setup is right, the more and more confident I feel. And the fact that I'm P2 behind my teammate, yeah, I'm just very confident at this point. You know, things happen. There's still a lot of laps left to go. Australia is one of those circuits where if you get it wrong, you end up in a wall, and there's not a lot you can do. As my teammate boxes, which works out really, really good for me because, like I said, I was going to try and go as long as I possibly could anyway. And now the fact that my teammate had boxed, I was going to box a lap later and have 1 lap fresher tyres, which is good. Not just that, I was also going to try and get in front. Yes, I'll be struggling with tyre warm up, which ain't great. The fact that those guys are, their tyres are going to be up the temperature. I'm using as much as my battery as I can to try and gain out those little bit more tenths, and that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to make sure that I come back, and as you can see right now it's telling me I'm going to rejoin in P5, so P5 will put me directly behind my teammate Frosty, and I was trying and pushing using the last of my battery, because obviously the battery will recharge, and as you see it dropped down to 6th at this point, so it would put me at the time back out behind Carito, which was okay. He's got a 3-second. We'll deal with that on track later on, and then we'll go from there. However, and this, I run wide at the last corner, which kind of annoyed me a little bit, obviously lost me a lot of time, so I decided to box, and as I hit the limiter, I hit the button for turning as well, and that cost me so much. It cost me at least a second, so now that's going to drop me right behind Tom Cox, and yeah, it's not good. It's not good. As Tom almost takes the front wing, I had to let Carito go. I had to let Zirconium go because obviously they were on a faster tyre. So me, with that mistake, that silly, stupid mistake coming out of the pits, cost me, as Carito goes wide and makes contact with Zirconium. So all the time now, they are costing us time to the guys out in front. So Frosty and Tom, they're going, they're just motoring ahead, whereas Zirconium and Carito are pushing on. Obviously, I'm still waiting for my tyres to come up to temp, and yeah, right now I was so frustrated with myself just for that stupid pit stop mistake, and you can see the gap that Frosty and Tom have got. Yeah, right now it was kind of not panic stations, but it was more annoyance than anything. And I'm gonna have to try now and get past Zirconium, because like I said at the start of the video, he was a massive threat to me. I know how quick he is, and I'm gonna have to try and overtake my teammate. And yeah, it's not great. The reason why I'm currently P6 and not P5 is I believe the McLaren, is it the McLaren out in front? I believe that they hadn't pitted yet. And the main, like I said, another thing I have to worry about is the guy that has caused me so many issues in races past. If you remember, if you watched the first race, he hits me into the gravel at Austria. Remember the second race at Bahrain, he hits me off into the barriers, smashing my wing. So yeah, he's sat right behind me at the minute, and I'm praying that he doesn't do anything stupid. But in the words of Forrest Gump, stupid is as stupid does, and all I can hope is that I just pull away from him and stick with these guys in front. The fact that he's not got DRS is a good thing, because he will continue to lose time to us out in front. The next main concern I've got though is the guys that have managed to pull a bit of a gap. They're probably about 2 seconds out in front. I can't see obviously the time, because I can only see up to as far as P4, which is Carito in P4. So I'm going to have to worry about them and Zirconium. And I really do worry about them. And probably one of the overtakes, or one of my best overtakes I've ever made, is coming up in a few laps time. It was fantastic, made me feel absolutely on cloud 9. Probably one of my best overtakes I've ever done. Guys, I'm going to leave you with the rest of the video. You'll hear a lot of party chat from me and my mates. The mates in the party chat, they were racing at Monaco. So yeah, apart from that, it was all good. It was really good, in fact, and what a way to finish the week with this. It was just awesome. Absolutely love Australia. wherever you are in the world today. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. Remember to do all that good stuff, like hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one. Guys, wherever you are in the world, take care.
Yeah, there's fighting and then I'm pretty much clear and he just, yeah.
I just saved the car out of the wall. I mean, Ryan, you're winning this, aren't you? You started from pole, so... I mean, you started from pole. Yeah, no, so Tyler, that's another free position. Or was he behind?
Behind. In the pit. Oh, I need to...
Yeah, no, there should have been one by now. So it's glitched with increased too?
No, it just doesn't come out as often. Still with increase.
Very strange. Or just to be annoying. Omega's car stopped in the middle of the track.
1 second of the car ahead, get ready to use DRS for the overtake.
Just stood there.
Oh, lovely.
I'm losing out to these boys now. Yeah. Yeah.
Managing your tyres, manage your tyres.
CD, I don't know what's happening, but I'm losing a lot of time now.
I don't know. They might be getting a tour off each other.
No, you're catching me as well. I think my damage is actually worse than it says.
That was a shame.
Is there anything,
I got pointed by
anything I could change with front brake bias and differential to make this more stable? What, to 50-50? No, brake bias is already 50. Oh no, higher diff, it's more stable, I believe. I don't know. I'm lapping about 2 seconds slow, so there's something wrong.
I'm just keeping Almond behind me for now.
I might box, I'm losing way too much time.
It's up to you, man.
I mean, I'll make it to the end from then onwards, why not?
I'd make it to the end, because I still think you were in their pit stop.
Pardon?
I still think you were in their pit stop, aren't you?
Yeah, 18 seconds.
Yeah, you'll get past them, and then you'll just hold them up.
I don't know. Mills, are you still here?
He's gone.
Oh. I could have sworn he was there. Oh, Cam's pit. Yeah, no, my wing damage is worse than it says. I'm gonna box. Yeah.
7.5, right?
That's with perfect. But in the pit, it is 28.2. Well, not many people have survived, have they?
Oh, wow.
What's happened?
Almond's hit the back of me.
Oh. Well, hopefully he's got damage done.
Yeah, I think that was just a missed break point. I don't think that was deliberate.
Yeah, it's still stupid though. If you can't do breakpoints, you should stick line on.
I think he has line on.
Oh, that's even worse. I swear the rain's getting worse.
Yeah, it's full race, I think, on full wet.
Yeah, but I swear it's like worse than it was before.
Too bad for I, to be fair.
Oh, someone's just hit the wall. Heard that.
What we need is a good old safety car. Yeah, but that'll benefit you because you're so far ahead.
The car behind's gaining on you by 5/10 a lap.
Who reckons the weather's getting better?
Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining. 5 laps of fuel left. Yellow flag. The track is clear. Green flag.
Mine's just crashed someone out of the race.
Oh, okay.
Jaripo, he's just put him in a wall. Just like full,
Okay, we've got
just
4
like
laps
nah,
of
just
fuel
get out of my way.
Are you going to try and no stop it, Brad? Oh, have you?
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 5/10 a lap.
I don't know what is going on, but I can't keep the car straight.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Yeah, they're awful. Bloody hell. Oh, for God's sake. I did an oopsie. Brian, is that you coming to lap me? Oh, fuck off. How are you so quick? Oh wait, no. That's Dan. Thank God. How are you so quick though?
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Lads, I know you how you doing?
Shit.
Horrendous.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
I got killed by Omega.
I got stuck in this train with stupid people and spun.
I did the first mistake on my own, fair play. We're gonna try and go to the end.
cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Come on.
I haven't hardly touched my button all race because as soon as you do it, the car just goes.
That's P1, Sebastian. P1. Come on.
Nice to get March, you said.
That's still mental. I'm doing a 0.9. I'm terrible.
I've got Airmean coming to go behind me. We better get ready for all aboard the CD train. P7. I got a free set that I'm gonna get removed. Yeah. No, it didn't. I just randomly got a free set.
Absolutely total that.